Hello, my name is Rachel Elder, and I am the therapist and owner at Connected Couples Counseling. Today, we are going to introduce you to what is called the floor exercise. This comes from the Gottmans, John and Julie Gottman. This was in one of their first books, I believe, A Guide to Couples Communication is the title. Really great book with tangible tools and skills and psychoeducation around relationships. But the floor exercise is a tool to try to increase communication in your partnership, but to also experience how you each receive messages from one another. So you need a pen and index cards, or in this case, I'm going to use my Post-it notes because that's what I have to grab. And what you're going to do with the 4 index cards, you're going to label the first one, the floor. The second index card or Post-it note, what is it? Positive. I'm going to label it positive. The third, negative. And the fourth card, stop action. And this is what's going to happen. I wish I had a partner here right now to model with me, but this is what is going to happen. So if you are the speaker, you're going to take turns being speaker and listener, you get the floor card. So when you're holding the floor card, that means you have the floor to speak. You might call it a talking stick, but remember this is an experiment in your relationship to learn how you communicate and how you each experience what you're saying to one another, and to try this out. So if you've got the floor card, you're the speaker, you get to talk openly, honestly, authentically, genuinely about a topic. In this exercise, you guys, I would encourage you to start with something mild, something easy, something not too intense versus the most intense conflict you have. Okay, so speaker gets the floor card. The listener gets positive, negative, and the stop action card. As you are listening to your partner who has the floor speaking to you, you are going to rotate through these 3 cards. When you are receiving what your partner is saying positively, you're going to hold that card up. When that changes, you are going to either move to negative. What you're hearing now, you're receiving negatively. It may not be your partner's intention for you to receive it negatively, but what they're saying, the way it's landing or the way it's impacting you feels negative. Or you might need stop action. Stop action is used when you are recognizing, whoa, I'm getting flooded, I'm getting reactive, I'm no longer really listening really well. I can tell I want to defend myself or kind of collapse on what you're saying. The stop action is that sign of we need to take a break. Let me take a break to self-soothe and to regulate my emotions so that I don't get defensive and reactive towards you. Now, you each are going to take turns being speaker and listener. I would encourage you both try it out for 5 to 10 minutes as a speaker and then swap roles. And then the experimental part is to be curious of what you each experienced. So when there's something you're saying as a speaker and your partner's saying it's landing negatively, or it's getting them to the point that they need to take a break, they need that stop action, being really curious of what you were trying to say and how it impacted. Are there things that you could change in how you're communicating? Or is this about your partner and these kind of topics, dynamics? They saw you roll your eyes or the tone of voice. There was something communication or relational wise that was making it hard for them to receive the impact you wanted them to have. The goal when you're reflecting on the experiment is not to point fingers or say you're too sensitive or this is your problem, not my problem. It's really to be curious together at how we communicate. What's similar about how we receive messages, what's different in how we receive messages, what topics are easier for us to engage with versus what topics are harder to engage with, and really just look at it together like you are scientists or researchers. Like, oh, this worked, this didn't. What was it like when I reframed it this way? What was it like when I said it this way? And just learn how to better communicate. So this is called the floor exercise, comes from John and Julie Gottman. A Couple's Guide to Communication is the book that it comes from. And I'm always encouraging you guys to try something. Remember that every experiment or every skill may not work for your relationship, and that's okay. But there are a variety of ways to build our relationship stronger, to improve connection, manage conflict, build communication skills, and this is just one way that you could try to explore and understand the communication happening in your relationship. I'm so curious if you try this. Put your thoughts, comments, what your experience was in the comments below. I would love to hear about it. And if you're looking for other skills, tools, ideas, put what you're seeking in the comments below, and we will be back with more skills that you can test out in your relationship.